Bonjour. Mishko Paganan Quain Additional Cosmangdodam. Hi everybody, it's Sandy Boucher here once again, and I just wanted to let you know that this section of videos is coming to an end. We only have 2 more to go, and I really wanted to focus on some practical examples and information for you. Something that you can start implementing in your office or in your workspace as soon as you hear this information. So I've mentioned previously that there's a total difference in learning teaching styles between mainstream and indigenous cultures. In mainstream, it's more the teacher-student model. It's understood that the teacher has the knowledge, the student doesn't. The teacher shares that knowledge, the student absorbs it, and that's how information has passed. And I shared previously how that for many indigenous nations, what we do is tell a story. So to highlight that, I wanted to tell you a story, an example to illustrate the difference and why it works. If you've ever had a chance to work in an office, there's a really good chance that you've had to deal with the challenge of the photocopier. I don't understand why every single model of those things are different, and it always looks like something straight out of Star Trek with 50 million buttons. You're never really sure how to use it. It is always a huge learning curve. Now, I want you to imagine for a second that you're working in an office and you have hired an indigenous student as a summer placement student. You're in the print room with the photocopier, and in wants the student to go to use the machine. Western style. You look at the student. Oh, this is how you operate the machine. You put the paper here, it comes out here, you push this button. You have now just established that you are superior to that student. That in this case, you have more information. Depending on the level of internalized oppression in that student, depending on how much they feel like the bird standing next to you as the cat, do not be surprised if that student ghosts you. And what I mean by that, and we've had it happen, is they just disappear. They stop coming to work. They don't receive emails or phone calls. I guarantee you, if that happens, something happened to cause it. It is not just lack of interest. So let's change the scenario instead. You're in the print room with the photocopier, the student comes in, and you look at them and say, hi, by the way, my name is so-and-so, nice to meet you, and I'm here to wish you luck, because this thing is insane. I remember when I started working here, I thought it was totally intimidating. I didn't think I was ever going to figure out how to run this machine. It took me 3 hours to figure out I had to put the paper in over there and push that green button. I really wish you the best of luck. I'm out of here. If you need any help, I'm over there. Not only did you give that student the information they needed, but you identified with them. You shared how that thing intimidated you so that they don't feel like they're the only ones who's ever felt intimidated in that office. You actually started building a relationship with them. There's the value of telling a story. Now, I wanted to give you one more example before I end this video for this week, and we're talking about that cat in the bird image here. I have employers reaching out to me all the time for help supporting and encouraging their Indigenous staff. And in this case, the employer reached out to me. She had a young Indigenous woman working in her office, and she reached out to me out of sheer frustration. She explained to me how this young woman was such an asset to her office, that she was amazing with details. She was fantastic with the customers. She could be depended on to do things. The woman thought this student was just such an asset. The problem was this young woman was now starting to miss days. She missed a Monday the week before. She missed another day this week. You could tell there was a difference in her attitude. She was kind of being very shy and intimidated when she was in the office. The employer really did not want to lose her. So she reached out to me to ask her, what can I say to her to help her I know she's got some family challenges going on. I know that's why she missed the days, but I really don't want her to quit, and I'm really nervous. What can I say to her? I swear I couldn't stop smiling when she asked, because the answer was so simple. All I told the employer to do was to tell her exactly what she had just told me, that she was an asset to the team, that she was so detail-oriented, that she was so amazing with the customers, that the employer didn't want to lose her. Because as I explained to the employer with that cat and bird image, what was happening now for this employee, she felt like she was being judged. She missed a couple of days, and guaranteed in her mind, she already thinks she's about to be fired. She's just waiting for the other shoe to drop. And if it gets too overwhelming, she is gonna ghost and just quit the job. I gave the employer that advice, and then I asked her to get back to me and let me know how it went. She called me the end of the next day, and she was almost in tears, saying how that when she shared that information with the young woman, that the young woman almost started crying because she couldn't believe that the employer valued her so much. Remember that projector lesson I shared with you? The employer went on to tell me that for the rest of the day, she couldn't believe how much initiative this young woman was taking. She was out there talking to the customers, doing everything. Her face lit up with the most beautiful smile. Remember the cat and the bird. Remember that we're so used to being judged that we're not going to assume you value us. But everything can change if you just share that story with us. Let me know your stories. Let me know the situations you've experienced. And if you have a challenge, share it with me. Send me an email. I'd be happy to help. Until next week, take care. Bye-bye.